Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff where the sky meets the sea and the colors are so vivid that you wonder if your eyes are playing tricks on you. Imagine walking through narrow stone alleys where ancient history whispers from every weathered wall and whitewashed buildings seem to glow under the Mediterranean sun. Imagine a place where mythology becomes reality and every sunset feels like it was painted by the hands of gods themselves. This is not a dream. This is Greece. And in this video, we are going to take you on an extraordinary journey through the most breathtaking and awe-inspiring destinations in one of the world's most magnificent countries. Welcome back to our channel. If you have never been here before, then please hit that subscribe button, because we are about to show you why millions of travelers from every corner of the planet make the pilgrimage to Greece every single year. Before we dive into this incredible adventure, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever experienced a moment so beautiful that it made you question everything you thought you knew about the world? That is what Greece does. It transforms you, it changes you, it rewires your soul. So let's begin this journey together. Greece is not just a destination. Greece is a state of mind. It is a place where 6,000 islands and islets spread across crystal clear waters like precious jewels scattered across a blue velvet cloth. Only 227 of these islands are inhabited, and this fact alone gives Greece the highest number of islands in all of Europe. Think about that for a moment. Thousands of islands waiting to be discovered. Thousands of secrets waiting to be uncovered. The country stretches across 13,000 kilometers of coastline dotted with villages and small towns and fishing ports that each have their own unique identity and soul. From the peaks of Mount Olympus, which was believed to be the ancient home of the gods, to the marine depths that preserve ancient shipwrecks that have rested on the ocean floor for thousands of years, the diversity of Greece is absolutely staggering. Here in this enchanted land, the sun shines for over 250 days every single year. Some regions like Rhodes and Crete enjoy 300 days of pure golden sunshine. Imagine that. 300 days of blue skies and golden light and warmth caressing your skin. This is not just good weather. This is paradise painted in real time. But Greece is so much more than just beautiful islands and perfect sunshine. Greece is the birthplace of Western civilization. Greece is where democracy was born. Greece is where philosophy and art and theater and science first took root and flourished. This nation hosts more archaeological sites and museums than any other country in the entire world. Walking through Greece is like walking through a living museum where every corner holds a piece of history that dates back thousands of years. The people here are unforgettable. 98% of the population is of Greek ethnicity, and this homogeneity has created a culture that is deeply rooted and fiercely proud. The Greek people welcome strangers with warmth and generosity. They invite you to their tavernas and sit down beside you and share their food and their stories and their passion for life. In Greece, you do not just visit. You become part of something much larger than yourself. And then there is the food. Oh, the food of Greece. In the tavernas here, olive oil blends with spreadable cheeses and aromatic herbs, and the freshest produce you have ever tasted in your entire life. Every meal is a celebration. Every bite is a small miracle. The frappe, which is a cold shaken coffee that becomes almost a ritual during the hot summer months, is more than just a beverage. It is a way of life. Greece has one of the highest coffee consumption rates in the world, and when you sit in a Greek taverna with a cold frappe in your hand and the Mediterranean breeze caressing your face, you understand why the national flag of Greece tells a story. 9 stripes represent the 9 syllables of the national motto, which is simply freedom or death. These words carry the weight of centuries of struggle and independence and resilience. Every Greek person carries this spirit within them, the spirit of freedom, the spirit of courage, the spirit of never backing down in the face of impossible odds. Now let us embark on a journey to the most incredible and iconic places that make Greece the most extraordinary destination on Earth, Crete, the realm of myths and legends. Our journey begins on Crete. This island emerges from the Mediterranean like an independent kingdom. It is the largest island in Greece, and it is where the Minoan civilization was born so long ago that the ancient past blends seamlessly with myth and legend. When you arrive at Crete, you are stepping into the cradle of European civilization. The Palace of Knossos stands here and reveals its secrets through intricate corridors that wind like a labyrinth through time. Frescoes depicting scenes from 3,000 years ago still cling to the walls in colors that somehow seem to defy the passage of millennia. These paintings tell stories of a forgotten world of rituals and ceremonies and celebrations that echo through the ages. The Samaria Gorge cuts through the land for 16 kilometers, and it is one of the most spectacular natural wonders you will ever witness. Imagine hiking through towering rock walls that rise hundreds of meters above your head. Imagine the wild flora surrounding you in colors that seem almost impossible. Imagine the physical challenge and the mental elevation that comes with walking through such a dramatic landscape. This is the Samaria Gorge. This is nature in its most raw and powerful form. The beaches of Crete are unlike anywhere else in the world. Crystal clear waters lap against Elafonissi, where the sand turns a delicate pink at sunset. The pink sand comes from tiny fragments of red shells and coral mixed with white sand. And when the sun hits it at that perfect angle of golden hour, the whole beach becomes a dreamscape. The Palace Lagoon creates a mosaic of blues that merges with the sky so seamlessly that you cannot tell where the water ends and the heavens begin. The culinary tradition of Crete is legendary. For thousands of years, the people here have been transforming simple ingredients into dishes that have earned top rankings in longevity charts. Olive oil pressed from century-old olive trees, and herbs gathered from the mountains, and wines produced from native vines that have been cultivated on this island since ancient times, all combine to create food that nourishes not just the body, but the soul. When you eat in Crete, you are eating food that has sustained human life for millennia. You are connecting with your ancestors. You are tasting history on your tongue. Moving westward, we arrive at Corfu, and this island distinguishes itself from all other Greek islands with its rich vegetation and unmistakable Venetian influence. Corfu is the sentinel of the Adriatic, and it has been shaped by centuries of foreign rule. Italian palaces with graceful arches and elaborate facades sit alongside. Traditional Greek stone houses creating an architectural fusion that is absolutely enchanting. The old town of Corfu is protected by twin fortresses that have watched over this island for centuries. These fortresses once guarded against pirates and invaders, and though those days are long gone, the fortifications still stand as monuments to a turbulent past. Walking through the old town is like walking through a living history book where every building has a story and every street corner holds a piece of the past. The Achillean Palace was commissioned by Empress Sissi of Austria, and it stands as a testament to the luxury and elegance of the 19th century. From this neoclassical palace, you can gaze out over the island and take in panoramic views that stretch all the way to the Albanian coast. The gardens surrounding the palace are meticulously maintained and filled with statues and fountains and flowering plants that create an atmosphere of pure elegance. The beaches of Corfu vary dramatically from location to location. Palaeokastritsa is the most famous, with its 3 crescent-shaped beaches nestled between towering green cliffs. The water here is so clear that you can see the rocky bottom even at significant depths. Porto Timoni is more remote and more wild, and it attracts those seeking solitude and natural beauty without the crowds. The interior of Corfu is where the real magic happens. Centuries-old olive groves stretch across the hillsides, and isolated villages cling to the slopes. These villages remain largely untouched by mass tourism, and here you will find authentic Corfiot life. Old men playing chess in village squares while the bells of Byzantine churches ring out across the landscape. Women selling fresh produce at small markets. Children playing in narrow stone alleys. This is Greece at its most authentic and most beautiful. Now we arrive at Santorini, and perhaps no other place on earth captures the imagination quite like this island does. Santorini stands out as one of the most spectacular natural wonders of the Mediterranean. This is the island that has been photographed millions of times, and yet the reality surpasses every photograph, every video, every piece of media that has ever been created to capture its essence. The Thai island is the dramatic result of a volcanic eruption that occurred about 3,600 years ago. This eruption partially destroyed what was once a much larger island and created the caldera that now fills with some of the bluest water you have ever seen. When you stand at the edge of the caldera and look down, you are staring into a void that is both beautiful and terrifying. You are looking at the raw power of nature, and the knowledge that this island literally exploded thousands of years ago makes the beauty even more poignant. The cliffs that overlook the sea are covered with characteristic white villages that have become the iconic image of Greece. These villages cling to the cliffs as if they are defying gravity itself. White cubic houses with blue doors and blue shutters and blue domed roofs stack on top of each other in a way that seems almost impossible. Yet here they stand, built by people who understood that beauty and impracticality could coexist. Oia is located on the northern tip of Santorini, and it is renowned for sunsets that are literally considered among the most beautiful on the entire planet. When the sun drops toward the horizon, the sky ignites in colors that range from deep orange to brilliant pink to soft purple. The light bathes the white buildings in a golden glow, and the blue of the caldera takes on a navy hue. Thousands of people gather in Oia each evening to watch this spectacle unfold, and there is something deeply moving about sharing that moment with so many other human beings from all around the world. The labyrinthine streets of Oia are dotted with luxury boutiques and panoramic restaurants and white blue-domed houses that seem to belong in another world entirely. Every corner is designed to be beautiful. Every angle seems to have been calculated by an architect who understood the nature of human desire for beauty. The restored windmills and Byzantine churches add historical charm to this characteristic village. Walking through Oia is like walking through a living painting. Fira is the lively capital of Santorini, and it clings precariously to the edge of the caldera. From Fira, you can see the volcano in the distance, and the views of the sea are simply incredible. The town is filled with bars and restaurants and shops that cater to the millions of visitors who come here every year. At sunset and during the evening hours, Fira becomes the beating heart of Santorini. Tourists and locals alike crowd the narrow streets seeking food and drink and connection with other human beings. Mykonos is defined as the island of wind, and it is renowned for its vibrant nightlife and golden beaches that seem to stretch on forever. The island has transformed from a humble fishing community into one of the most internationally famous tourist destinations in the world, yet somehow it has maintained its characteristic Greek charm. The iconic 16th century windmills dominate the skyline of Mykonos, and they are a symbol of the island's connection to its past. These windmills were once used to grind grain, and they stand as monuments to the hard work and ingenuity of the people who built them. Little Venice is a neighborhood where houses featuring colorful balconies overlook the sea and evoke the atmosphere of the Italian lagoon city. The name comes from the fact that buildings here seem to float over the water during high tide, and it creates a sense of being in a completely different world. The town of Mykonos, also known as Kora, is a maze of narrow and winding streets. These streets were originally designed to confuse pirates and would-be invaders, and they still serve that purpose today for modern visitors seeking to get lost in the beauty of the place. The streets are dotted with fashionable boutiques and art galleries and gourmet restaurants and trendy bars that seem to epitomize modern Mediterranean sophistication. The beaches like Paradise and Super Paradise are famous for their beach clubs and parties that last from sunset until the first light of dawn. Music pulses from enormous speakers and dancers move together in synchronized joy, and the energy is absolutely electric. These beaches have become legendary in the world of nightlife tourism, and people come from every corner of the globe to experience the unique energy of Mykonos after dark. But Mykonos is so much more than just nightlife. During the day, the island offers quiet beaches and natural beauty, and a chance to escape into simplicity. The contrast between day and night on Mykonos is striking, and it is precisely this duality that makes the island so fascinating. You can be meditating on a quiet beach in the morning and dancing on the beach under the stars at midnight. Kefalonia is the largest of the Ionian islands, and it captures attention with its varied landscapes and compelling history. The clear waters of Myrtos Beach are absolutely mesmerizing. This beach is nestled between high cliffs, and the contrast between the brilliant turquoise water and the white sand and the towering gray rock walls is so dramatic that it seems almost unreal. Melisani's underground lake is one of the most otherworldly experiences you can have in Greece. This lake sits inside a cave, and the ceiling of the cave has partially collapsed, creating an opening through which sunlight pours in. The light plays on the water in ways that seem to defy physics. The blue of the water reflects the blue of the sky above, and you feel as if you are floating between two heavens. Mount Athos dominates the interior landscape of Kefalonia, and it is covered with endemic black firs that exist nowhere else on Earth. Hiking through these forests feels like stepping into a primordial world. The air is cool and clean and filled with the scent of pine and earth and growing things. From the summit of Mount Knossos you can see the entire island spread below you, and on clear days you can see all the way to other islands, and even the mainland of Greece. The coastal villages like Assos and Fiskado preserve traditional Greek charm, despite the devastating earthquake of 1953 that destroyed much of the region. These villages were rebuilt with careful attention to preserving their original character, and they stand now as testaments to the resilience of the Greek people. The stone buildings have been lovingly restored, and the narrow streets wind between them in patterns that seem almost organic. Kefalonia manages to enchant with its wild beauty and relaxed atmosphere. Unlike some of the more developed Greek islands, Kefalonia has managed to retain a sense of authenticity and connection to the land. Here you will find fewer crowds and more space to breathe and more time to sit and reflect on the beauty surrounding you. Lefkada is connected to the mainland by a mobile bridge, and this geographic proximity combines the convenience of easy access with absolute pristine and unspoiled beauty. The island is a paradise for adventure seekers and nature lovers alike. The western beaches of Lefkada are considered among the most spectacular in all of Greece. Porto Katsiki features cliffs that rise nearly 200 meters above the water. These white limestone cliffs are stark and dramatic, and when you swim in the water below and look up at them, they seem to touch the clouds. Egremni is another western beach that is known for its turquoise waters that contrast dramatically with the white cliffs. The contrast of colors is so extreme that photographs seem almost impossible to believe. The mountainous interior of Lefkada offers opportunities for hiking and mountain biking that will challenge even experienced outdoor enthusiasts. The panoramic views from the trails show you the surrounding islands dotted across the Ionian Sea, like an archipelago of dreams. On clear days, you can see for what seems like forever across the water to other islands and the mountains of mainland Greece. Lefkada town is the capital, and it features colorful buildings painted in shades of blue and yellow and pink. Byzantine churches dot the town, and their bells ring out across the streets, calling people to prayer and marking the passage of the day. The town preserves the charm of an authentic Greek city without feeling overly commercialized or tourist-focused. The island is renowned for water sports, particularly windsurfing and kite surfing. The constant winds that lash the coasts of Lefkada make it one of the premier destinations in Europe for these adrenaline-fueled activities. Imagine yourself harnessed to a kite, watching it catch the wind and pull you across the water at incredible speeds while the sea spray hits your face and adrenaline courses through your veins. This is what Lefkada offers to those brave enough to pursue. Zakynthos is an island of profound contrasts, blending incredible natural beauty with vibrant nightlife and energy that rivals any destination in the Mediterranean. The island is famous throughout the world for one thing in particular: Shipwreck Bay. In Shipwreck Bay, there rests the wreckage of a merchant vessel that ran aground in the 1980s during a storm while smuggling cigarettes. Rather than being removed, the wreck was left in place, and over time it has transformed into an unintended symbol of the island. The rusted hull rests on white sand and is surrounded by towering limestone cliff walls that rise vertically from the beach. The ship seems to be frozen in time and frozen in that moment of disaster. Somehow this tragic symbol has become beautiful and iconic, and millions of people come to photograph and visit this beach every year. The Blue Caves are located on the northern coast of Zakynthos, and they offer a unique snorkeling experience. The caves are filled with water that is so intensely blue that it seems to glow from within. The light reflects off the water and bounces off the cave walls, creating an otherworldly blue luminescence that is absolutely magical. Swimming in these caves is like swimming through a dream world. The island is also an important nesting site for the Crete sea turtles, which are protected in the National Marine Park. These gentle creatures return to the same beaches where they were born to lay their own eggs, continuing a cycle that has existed for millions of years. Witnessing a mother sea turtle emerging from the sea and digging a nest in the sand is a moment that will stay with you forever. It connects you to the natural world in a profound and meaningful way. The mountain villages in the interior, like Volaimes, preserve local traditions. Here you will find people living lives that have not changed significantly in generations. Women weave traditional textiles using techniques passed down through families for centuries. Men sit in cafes playing cards and discussing the events of the day. This is where the real Greece lives, in villages that tourists rarely visit and where the pace of life is measured by seasons and harvests rather than clock time. The lively coastal locations like Laganas are home to nightlife that rivals Mykonos for parties and energy and excitement. Young tourists from all around the world gather here to dance and celebrate and experience the freedom and joy of summer vacation. The contrast between the peaceful mountain villages and the energetic beach towns is stark, and it is precisely this duality that makes Zakynthos so compelling. Naxos is the largest of the Cyclades, and it stands out for its landscape diversity. The island boasts fertile valleys and imposing mountains and golden beaches that extend for kilometers. Unlike many Greek islands, Naxos feels authentic and not completely overrun by tourism. The interior of Naxos is dotted with traditional villages that offer an authentic glimpse into the real Greek life. The Portara is an imposing marble gate dating back to the 6th century BC. This ancient structure dominates the port and serves as a powerful symbol of the rich history of the island. Standing before the Portara, you are standing before something that has witnessed 2,600 years of human history. You are standing before a monument to the passage of time and the endurance of human achievement. Naxos is renowned for its local products, particularly for its cheese and for kitron, which is a citrus liqueur produced on the island. The flavor of kitron is bright and complex and perfectly capturing the essence of the Mediterranean sun and citrus groves. Tasting kitron while watching the sunset over the Aegean is one of the small pleasures that makes travel to Greece so special. This Cycladic gem harmoniously blends history and nature and culinary traditions. It is a place where you can hike through mountains in the morning and feast on local cheese in a taverna in the evening, and then fall asleep to the sound of the Mediterranean sea lapping against the shore. Paros is the heart of the Cyclades, and it has as its great strengths its characteristic landscapes and absolutely clear waters. The island is famous for its production of local wines, particularly the prestigious white Monemvasia, which is cultivated in traditional terraced vineyards that have existed for centuries. The village of Naousa is one of the most charming places in all of Greece. With its port and winding alleys, Naousa embodies the very essence of island Greece. Fishing boats bob in the harbor, and old men repair their nets while the smell of fresh seafood drifts from tavernas tucked into the narrow streets. Walking through Naousa at night when the restaurants are lit up and music drifts through the alleys is an experience that will make you believe in the magic of places. Further inland, you find the villages of Marpissa and Prodromos and the capital, Perikia, each of which tells different stories of the island. These villages are filled with cubic, whitewashed houses and narrow, winding streets, and Byzantine churches and windmills that dot the hills like sentinels of the past. Each village seems to exist in its own time and in its own world. The island's beaches, such as Golden Beach, attract water sports enthusiasts from around the entire world. The constant winds make Paros ideal for windsurfing and kitesurfing, and the beaches offer facilities and rentals for those seeking these adrenaline-fueled activities. The island offers a perfect balance between a cosmopolitan atmosphere where you can eat at fine restaurants and hear multiple languages, and tranquility where you can find quiet beaches and simple tavernas serving fresh fish and local wine. Beyond the famous islands, the minor Cyclades, each with their own distinctive personality, offer an authentic Aegean experience far from the mass tourism of the more famous islands. Amorgos is famous for its dizzying cliffs and for the Hosoviotissa monastery, which is embedded directly into the rock face. This monastery seems to defy gravity and logic, and it stands as a testament to the faith and determination of monks who built it centuries ago. The island was made famous by the film Le Grand Bleu, which told the story of a free diver exploring the depths of the Mediterranean. The clear waters surrounding Amorgos are a paradise for diving enthusiasts and for those seeking to explore the underwater world. Tinos is an important Greek Orthodox pilgrimage center, and it amazes visitors with over 50 characteristic villages. Local artists keep alive the tradition of marble and stone craftsmanship, and you can watch them work in small studios creating pieces that honor the traditions of their ancestors. The island has a spiritual quality that is palpable, and even visitors who are not particularly religious often find themselves moved by the atmosphere of devotion and faith. Milos is known for having given birth to the famous Venus de Milo, but the island fascinates visitors with much more than its claim to fame. The island is known for its unique rock formations and multicolored waters. The beaches, each with distinctive characteristics, range from white sands to obsidian cliffs. Some beaches have perfectly smooth black sand, while others feature multicolored rock formations that seem to have been painted by an artist. Han Delos is tiny and uninhabited, but it is a UNESCO archaeological site that transports visitors directly to ancient Greece. Delos was considered the birthplace of Apollo and Artemis in ancient mythology, and it served as a vast religious and commercial center of the Aegean. Walking through Delos today, you are walking through ruins that are over 2,000 years old. Temples and houses and mosaics are well preserved, and they tell the story of a civilization that was sophisticated and advanced and deeply spiritual. Rhodes, jewel of the Dodecanese. Rhodes is located in the easternmost part of the Dodecanese archipelago, and it emerges from the eastern Mediterranean as a world unto itself. Being the largest of the Dodecanese islands, Rhodes represents the pinnacle of Aegean beauty and historical significance. The territory of Rhodes changes dramatically from north to south. In the north, you find the medieval capital surrounded by walls and bastions that defy time. A network of small streets still winds through the old city, telling the story of the knights who governed it for centuries. These Knights Templar created a culture and an architecture that blended Crusader heritage with Mediterranean sensibility, creating something entirely unique. The island narrates 80 years of Italian occupation through buildings that seem transported directly from a Tuscan square. This architectural legacy is a testament to a colonial past that has left indelible marks on the landscape and local culture. Walking through Rhodes, you are walking through layer upon layer of history accumulated over centuries of different rulers and different cultures, each leaving their mark on the island. The hidden bays of the western coast offer pristine beaches and dramatic scenery. The sandy expanses of Elafonissi are where two seas quite literally meet, creating a spectacle of currents and surfers who come to ride waves in one sea and then paddle to ride different waves in the other sea. The pine forests that cover the mountains in the interior of Rhodes create a microclimate that contrasts dramatically with the aridity of the coasts. Walking through these forests is like stepping into a completely different world. Freshwater springs emerge from the earth, and panoramic views embrace the entire archipelago. The ecosystem here is unique and fragile and worth protecting. The White Tower dominates the waterfront and is the symbol of the city of Rhodes. From the top of the tower, you can see across the harbor and out to the islands beyond and across to the Turkish coast. The view from the top is one of the most spectacular in all of Greece. Simi is a hidden jewel of the Dodecanese that enchants with its neoclassical architecture and absolutely crystal-clear waters. The main port of Gialos presents itself as an amphitheater of pastel-colored houses that climb up the hills. These houses are painted in soft yellows and blues and pinks and greens, and they seem to belong in a fairy tale rather than in the real world. This small island was famous in the past for sponge fishing and for traditional boat building. These industries brought wealth to the island, and the mansions built by wealthy merchants and ship captains still stand as monuments to a more prosperous era. Today, the island attracts visitors seeking authenticity and tranquility. Here you will find few chains and few commercialized tourist traps. Instead, you will find locally owned tavernas, serving fresh seafood and local wine, and small hotels run by families who have owned them for generations. The monastery of Panormitis, dedicated to the Archangel Michael, is a pilgrimage destination and spiritual center of the island. The monastery sits in an isolated location and attracts visitors seeking spiritual renewal and connection. The bell towers rise against the sky and seem to call out to the faithful, inviting them to pause and reflect. The remote beaches are accessible mainly by sea, and they offer intimate and unspoiled bathing experiences. Renting a small boat and exploring the coves and beaches around Simi is one of the great adventures available to visitors. You feel like an explorer discovering islands for the Dodecanese archipelago offers less-known gems that are equally fascinating as the more famous islands. Patmos is known as the Island of the Apocalypse, and it combines spirituality with incredible panoramas. The monastery of St. John dominates the horizon, and the historic Cave of the Apocalypse attracts pilgrims from around the world. The cave is where the author of the Book of Revelation is said to have received his visions, and visitors can still see the cleft in the rock where he supposedly laid his head while receiving divine inspiration. Nisyros is a volcanic island, and it surprises visitors with its active crater that can be explored. Walking into a crater of a volcano and seeing the volcanic vents and smelling the sulfurous gases is an experience that is both exhilarating and humbling. It reminds you of the immense power of the earth. The characteristic white villages like Mandraki and Nikia offer unique experiences among lunar landscapes and traditional architecture. Kos is the home of Hippocrates, the father of medicine, and it harmoniously blends significant archaeological sites with golden beaches and vibrant nightlife. The ancient ruins tell the story of the advanced civilization, while the beaches offer modern recreation and relaxation. Other noteworthy islands include Kalymnos, which is famous for its sponge fishermen and rock walls that attract climbing enthusiasts from around the world. Leros has unusual Art Deco architecture that dates back to the Italian period. Carpathos preserves ancient traditions and customs, especially in the mountain village of Olympos, where traditional dress is still worn and traditional crafts are still practiced. Moving to the mainland, we arrive at Athens, the capital of Greece and the birthplace of Western civilization. Athens blends the weight of history with the incessant beat of modern life. The city moves to its own rhythm, and that rhythm is the rhythm of a place that has been continuously inhabited for nearly 3,000 years. The Acropolis rises at the center of the city with the Parthenon that has been observing the streets below for millennia. This ancient temple dedicated to the goddess Athena is just one of many historical sites carved in stone that dot the city, but it is perhaps the most iconic. Standing before the Parthenon, you feel small and humbled. You feel the weight of history pressing down upon you. You understand in that moment why Greeks are so proud of their heritage and their civilization. The new Acropolis Museum breaks the mold with contemporary lines and spaces that house relics of a vanished world. Inside the museum, you can see sculptures and pottery and artifacts that are thousands of years old. Each object tells a story, and looking at them, you are transported across the centuries to ancient Greece. The Plaka district, with its labyrinthine streets and outdoor cafes, offers a dive into the most authentic Greek atmosphere. Here you can wander for hours, discovering small tavernas tucked into corner positions and shops selling traditional Greek crafts and products. The Plaka is where locals come to eat and to socialize, and the atmosphere is genuine and authentic. Athens is also a city of contemporary culture with an emerging art and music scene and vibrant markets and gastronomy, absolutely not to be underestimated. Graffiti covers many buildings, and while some might see it as defacement, others recognize it as a form of expression and creativity. The street food scene in Athens is world-class, with vendors selling traditional foods like souvlaki and saganaki, alongside modern interpretations of Greek classics. In the heart of continental Greece, approximately 2 hours north of Athens, you find Meteora, and this place emerges from the earth like a vision that defies reality. This UNESCO heritage site tells the human story through monasteries suspended on pillars of rock. These pillars of stone rise up to 600 meters from the ground, and monks built monasteries at the top of these pillars, creating one of the most spectacular and mysterious sights in all of Europe. The monasteries were originally reachable only by those who faced stairs carved directly into the stone or who relied on cable cars and pulley systems. The monks who built and lived in these monasteries made a conscious choice to separate themselves from the world. They sought solitude and spiritual connection, and they found it in these impossible locations. The monasteries dominate the space between sky and valley, with views that are simply magnificent. From the top of the pillars, you can see for kilometers across the valleys and plains of central Greece. The sense of being suspended between earth and heaven is profound and moving. Beyond its spiritual and historical value, Meteora is a paradise for hiking and climbing enthusiasts. Numerous trails wind between the huge rocks, And these trails offer challenges that range from easy walks suitable for families to difficult climbs that require rock climbing equipment and experience. The geological formations are extraordinary, and hiking through them is like hiking through a landscape from another planet. There are shops and cafes with panoramic views and guided tours that tell the history and culture of this unique place. You can hire a local guide who can take you to less visited monasteries and share stories and knowledge about the monks and their lives and their faith. Parga occupies a bay in Greek Epirus, and it is built in such a way that houses painted with soft colors are reflected perfectly in the waters of the Ionian Sea. The Venetian castle perches on the hill, watching over the city and offering magnificent panoramas of the surrounding islands. This castle was built centuries ago to protect the port from pirates and invaders, and it still stands as a monument to that turbulent history. Walking through the alleys that squeeze between stone walls and where taverns and artisan shops compete for space, you descend gradually toward the port where the fishing tradition coexists with the luxurious vessels of the present. Old wooden fishing boats painted in bright colors sit beside modern yachts and sailboats. This juxtaposition represents the collision between past and present. The beaches of Valtos and Lichnos are distinguished by white pebbles that shine under the sun, and the water here is some of the clearest in Greece. The interior, rich in olive groves and freshwater springs, offers excursions in completely unspoiled nature. The people here are warm and welcoming and seem genuinely pleased to meet visitors from other lands. When the sun sets, the promenade transforms into a corridor of lights and music. Traditional taverns serve fresh seafood caught by local fishermen that morning, while modern bars play contemporary music. There is a mosaic of experiences available in Parga, and you can choose to be as quiet and contemplative or as active and social as you desire. Delphi, the center of the ancient world. Delphi was the ancient seat of the Oracle of Apollo, and it embodies the mysticism and spirituality of ancient Greece. Located on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, this UNESCO World Heritage archaeological site was considered by the ancient Greeks to be the center of the world. It was here that Greeks came, seeking answers from the oracle, who was believed to channel the voice of Apollo himself. The Temple of Apollo dominates the sanctuary, and the theater and stadium offer an extraordinary view of the valley below. Standing in these ancient structures, you can almost hear the voices of ancient Greeks echoing through the stone. You can imagine the ceremonies and rituals that took place here thousands of years ago. The atmosphere of Delphi is charged with history and legend, and it continues to emanate an aura of mystery. Walking through the archaeological site is like taking a journey through time. You are transported back to an era when gods walked the earth, and when oracles spoke prophecies that shaped the fates of kingdoms and nations. The surrounding landscape, with its centuries-old olive groves and imposing mountains, adds a dimension of natural beauty to this site of immense historical and cultural importance. The olive trees here, some of which are hundreds of years old, provide continuity between ancient times and the modern era. They have been tended and harvested by generation after generation of Greeks, and they will continue to be tended long into the future. Mount Olympus rises majestically in the north of Greece, and according to ancient Greek mythology, it was the legendary dwelling place of the gods. This massif reaches an altitude of 2,917 meters, and it challenges the sky with its massive height. It was declared a national park in 1938, and it offers a unique ecosystem with over 1,700 plant species, many of which are endemic to the mountain. The slopes are covered with forests of pines and beeches and firs that host a rich fauna. Deer graze in the clearings, and bears roam the remote valleys, and eagles soar on thermal currents high above the peaks. For hikers, the ascent to the summit represents an exciting challenge that rewards those who complete it with idyllic panoramas that range from the Aegean Sea to the mountains of Macedonia. Climbing Mount Olympus is not just a physical challenge. It is a spiritual journey. When you summit Mount Olympus, you understand why the ancient Greeks believed gods lived here. You stand above the clouds and look down at the world below, and you feel as if you are standing on the threshold between the mortal world and the divine. Thessaloniki is a hidden gem of the Mediterranean that harmoniously blends ancient and modern. The city is Greece's second largest city, yet it remains far less touristy and more authentic than Athens. The city bears the marks of those who have governed it over the centuries, from imperial Rome to the Byzantine Empire to Ottoman expansion. White Tower is the symbol of the city, and it dominates the waterfront, offering panoramic views across the harbor. The tower was originally a fortress, but today it houses a museum dedicated to the history of Thessaloniki. Climbing to the top of the tower and looking out over the city and the sea is an unforgettable experience. The Elafonissi district features traditional houses with wooden balconies painted in soft colors. This district contrasts dramatically with the vibrant nightlife and gastronomic scene that animate the center of the city. Thessaloniki breathes culture without showcasing it. Archaeological finds are preserved in museums, and contemporary artistic expressions find space in galleries, but none of it feels forced or designed for tourists. The city moves to the rhythm of a forgotten Europe, where history is not preserved for tourists, but lived daily by those who inhabit it. Locals gather in cafes and tavernas